Hello, nerds! Thank you for joining me here on Nerd News Clips. This is the second channel. This is the place for all of the short-form content as well as the individual sections and just generally speaking smaller things. If you are into the longer form content, youtube.com/generallynerdy is the place to go see that. With that out of the way, let's get into this. All right. Movies. We have movies to talk about. We have a follow-up on the Tron situation. We have Scream in the trailers. We have a Rebel Moon trailer, kind of, and we're gonna get to that. We got, honestly, a bunch. Batman 2? Anyone? Okay, so, let's get into follow-ups and corrections. We have the one follow-up, and it has to do with Tron. Tron 3 is now going to, or Tron Legacy sequel, aka Tron 3, is actually going to be called Tron Ares. That isn't exactly news. I'm pretty sure last time we talked about this, that subtitle had been decided on. The news is that they're actually going to be moving forward. At least that's what all of the outlets would want you to think. I was unable to verify an official announcement from anyone related to Disney for this. So honestly, this still sounds like it might be rumor territory, but because all of the major trades were reporting on it as such, that's the only reason I didn't put in the rumors. But yeah, it does not sound like there is 100% official word for a green light just yet, but it is still everything that we talked about previously. Jared Leto is going to be the lead. It is again going to be a third movie in the Tron series. There is one other change that we've seen this time around. Originally, it was supposed to be Garth Davis directing the film, and now it's I'm sorry, I'm not going to say this name correctly. So Joachim Rønning. Joachim Rønning, something along those lines, is now going to be the one in the director's seat. Though, again, no official word from Disney as far as I could tell. Just all of the major trades reporting on this as if it were fact. So take this one with a little bit of grain of salt. So moving on, we have trailers. Let's talk trailers for movies because we got some stuff coming up and it's crazy. First up, Scream 6, March 10th, new trailer. We're getting a little different kind of taste of Ghostface this time. You see, he's wearing a new mask. It's a deteriorated mask, a mask that looks like it's falling to age. That is going to play into the new meta, according to the director of the film. So how that will play out very much remains to be seen, but I'm kind of intrigued. I'm not gonna lie. Looks pretty great. Moving right along, we're talking about Rebel Moon, Zack Snyder's Star Wars movie that isn't actually a Star Wars movie because Star Wars told him to kick rocks. December 22nd on Netflix, we have a bit of a teaser trailer for this finally, and I'm super intrigued by what Zack Snyder's going to do for a Star Wars movie. Not gonna lie, I think this one's gonna be either just a hot mess of a dumpster fire or legitimately entertaining. So I don't think it's gonna be deep. I don't think we're running the risk of Zack Snyder telling a deep story, but it could be very well shot and very entertaining. So, yeah. Next, we have Batman: The Doom That Came to Gotham, the next animated movie in the Batman series. This is going to be the first animated movie released posthumously from Kevin Conroy. Kevin Conroy is not didn't do a voice for this. This is just the first time that he could have theoretically, but didn't because of his passing. And I'm getting in sad places now, so let's move on. The voice casting for this movie, though, is David Giantoli is going to be the voice of Batman. He's done that once before. He was in the Grimm series. He was the lead for the Grimm series. He's married to Bitsy Tulloch, who is playing Lois in Superman and Lois, and he's doing something else right now, known for A Million Little Things, apparently. I don't know what A Million Little Things is, but he's known for it. Then we're talking about Gabrielle Union as Kylie Kane. We have Christopher Gorman as Oliver Queen, John DiMaggio, my boy, James Gordon, Patrick Fabian as Harvey Dent, Brian George as Alfred, and Jason Marsden as Dick Grayson. as well as the young Bruce Wayne. We have Karen Brar as Sanjay Toddy, David Desmalian, the dude that played the Polka Dot Man in the Suicide Squad. He is going to be Grendon. I don't know who that is. Why do I not know who the character in a Batman story is? That's weird. Naveed Neganbam. I know I said that wrong, and I apologize because I'm stupid. But he's going to be Ra's al Ghul, Emily O'Brien as Talia al Ghul and Martha Wayne. We have Tim Russ as Lucius Fox, Matthew Watterson as Jason Blood, a.k.a. Etrigan. We have Jeffrey Combs as Kirk Langstrom, William Salyers as Oswald Cobblepot, Gideon Alden as Oracle, and Darren DePaul as Thomas Wayne. So yeah, pretty noteworthy names in this one. This trailer is kind of awesome. I really love what Warner Brothers is doing with their animation studios. I hope under the tutelage of James Gunn that does not deteriorate, because this is such a good time for animated movies as far as Batman, Superman types are concerned. That's what we got there. Next, we have finally a new trailer for the Winnie the Pooh horror movie, Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. It's February 15th, still going to be in theaters just that one day. It's a Fathom Events thing. So if you have a Fathom theater near you, you can get tickets, possibly. But this time we get just a little bit more of this, and every little bit that we actually get for this movie, it's like, I think this might be a pretty decent slasher flick. Some sort of weird amalgamation of a slasher and a creature feature, because technically it's a pig and a bear going feral and killing people, but they're anthropomorphic animated characters. And what? How does this look like it's going to be a slightly promising horror movie in 2023? I don't get it, but I'm very intrigued at the prospect of it. Let's move right along. Next, we're talking about a new one from, speaking of horror, Ari Aster. His new movie is called Beau is Afraid. It's being billed as a comedy, kind of, but it's Ari Aster. If you don't know who Ari Aster is, he did Hereditary and Midsommar. He's an A24 director, and he's great at making you feel queasy and uncomfortable and not want to look away from your screen all at the same time. Ari Aster, it's starring Joaquin Phoenix. It's coming out April 21st. The trailer starts off fairly normal, but then gets all Ari Aster on your ass, and you tell me. Because I got nothing. I got nothing on that. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, that's what we got for trailers. Let's move into regular old news, guys. All right. We have, first up is Animal Farm. We have the official confirmation that they are moving forward. This probably could have gone in the follow-up section, not going to lie. We talked about this previously, but Andy Serkis's George Orwell adaptation is, in fact, moving forward. Quote from Mr. Serkis himself: "It's a reimagining of Animal Farm for this generation for a post-truth world," unquote. The hell does... What? Like, we read the same book, right, Andy? Like, this, you know what happens in this? Okay. All right, let's see how they adapt Animal Farm. We've gotten a modern-day adaptation previously. It was a comic book. It was not bad. It was actually quite good. So what could you add to the conversation? All right, I'm going to just stop there. Next, we have The Batman 2. We have Matt Reeves has officially found a co-writer for the script. His co-writer is Mattson Tomlin. Tomlin is noteworthy because he wrote that Project Power movie with Jamie Foxx and company. Also, he helped with the production of the first Batman movie, so he's at least familiar with Matt Reeves' version of the property. So that's potentially good, though I would imagine something of a net neutral situation. Can't really go any further into that than that. So let's move on. Next, we're talking about Violent Night. This is just a real quick update on Violent Night. We've talked about it previously, but this isn't a follow-up necessarily. This is an announcement of a new movie, and that is the sequel to Violent Night, which I can see it. I'm actually kind of here for it. I'm not gonna lie. This looks like it very possibly could be a lot of fun, because the first movie was a whole hell of a lot of fun, and it shouldn't have been. In spite of itself, it was a great watch. Again, nothing too deep, but very much hum of popcorn fodder. Let's do this. Let's go, shall we? That is what we have for regular old news in the movies section. Let's get into movie suggestion. My suggestion for this week in movies is Weird, the Al Yankovic story. This movie is hilarious. If you are into Weird Al's style of comedy, if you watched UHF and you thought it was at least not terrible, then you will really appreciate Weird. If you have a Roku TV, if you have a Roku channel option, then by all means, this is absolutely something that needs at least that much of your time, because, yeah, Daniel Radcliffe as Weird Al just kills it. I was rolling, had to pause the movie, rewind, and all that because I was laughing too hard. So Weird, the Al Yankovic story is your suggestion this week. Once again, this has been just a brief segment from the larger episode that has been posted over on the main channel, youtube.com/generallynerdy. Go over there for the long form content, or just subscribe here if you want it in bite-sized chunks. Thank you very much for joining me, nerds. We'll see you in the next one. Before we go though, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.